Hello everyone, I am the Blue Dwarf and welcome to episode 7 of Terra Firma Rescue. Now in today's episode we're going to carry on working towards making a crucible, and the next step towards making that will also allow us to increase our efficiency in making charcoal, which before was a very inefficient process with maximum efficiency of 50%. But now we are going to be able to make it a 1-to-1 ratio by making a coke oven. Now in order to make a coke oven we need bricks and sand. Now in order to make these bricks we will need to fire a bunch of clay bricks which are made so we will grab our clay, go across first and then down, and that will get us a bunch of bricks. There we go, that's all the bricks we will need, and we will be placing them down, just holding shift and right clicking, putting all of the bricks into our holes here for firing them up, and we will have one extra. We'll have 2 extra. I thought we were supposed to have 2 extra, and we fill these up with straw, 8 straw in each one. So this will take a fair amount of resources, and then we'll need to put 8 logs on top of each of these. So it will take a fair amount of resources to make it, an investment in both wood and sand and clay and everything. But it will allow us to make charcoal more efficiently, much more into the future, and in comparison it is a small price to pay. And we can now light these all up and they will start burning together, and we will wait until they have finished burning. And we have now got all of the bricks that we need, so we can spread these out in the crafting recipe as so, with the hammer in the center, and we will get our coke oven bricks. A few extra, and we can just pick that stuff up off the floor. And what we need to do is we need to place these down in a 3x3 structure, with the center block here being empty, so it's a hollow 3x3x3, and we should get a coke oven. So if we quickly go and grab some logs from inside, we can stick them into we just grab a full stack of logs, stick them into the coke oven, and it should start burning. There we go, it starts burning, and that will produce us charcoal. Obviously we can produce coal into coal coke in here as well, and this will also produce us creosote oil. Now in order to get the creosote oil out of the coke oven, to be able to put it into the treated planks that we need, we will need a copper bucket or any kind of wooden bucket from gregtech. You can make all sorts of different versions of this, with being like gold and tin and black bronze, all the other types of bronze, all sorts of things that you can make this bucket out of, but we have a decent amount of copper, so we're going to make ours out of copper. So stick them in there like the forge. There we go, and wait for that to heat up, and we are going to make a plate of copper, and then the rest is just a hammer and some planks. There we go, our ingots are hot enough to weld, so we'll take all the charcoal out of there so it doesn't heat up anymore. Take the ingots out and weld them together into a double ingot. Then we're going to use the plant and turn it into a sheet. So we're just going to sit it a bunch of times, and now we're going to have 3 hits. So there we go, and we have got ourselves a copper sheet. Now we'll just cool this down, and we should be able to make ourselves a copper lined wooden bucket. There we go, we have got a wooden bucket. Now off camera I was able to make up some more black bronze and make it into some black bronze sheets, just as we did with the copper sheet just a moment ago, and I also made up some lead ingots. Now if we take our black bronze sheets like that with a knife, we will make a black bronze file head. Now we can put that together with stick, and we have now got a file. This is a quest that we have got to do up here, so that we can complete that now, and that opens up the wooden bathing pot and the bellows. Now to make this we will need 2 lead rods, and then we'll be able to make the wooden bathing pot. Now we've got 2 more lead. I wonder why that is. And we will be able to take the file and the lead and make 2 lead rods. And I don't know why that's done what's quite going on there, but we will take those lead rods and some wood, along with a hammer and saw. Oh, and we want to make, before we do that, we want to make sure that it has detected the lead rods, which it has. I will see about why these lead ingots still exist. They shouldn't do. And all the way around, we have got our wooden bathing pot. So we can then complete that quest, for which we get a leather water sack. There we go. We can claim the leather water sack, just had to select it. So we can now go on to actually see about making the bellows. To make the bellows, we will need leather, which we already have, and some treated sticks. To make the treated planks, we are going to have to throw any kind of plank into 100 liters, which I think is miller buckets, i.e. that's 1/10 of a bucket of creosote oil in the bathing pot. So if we place this down over here, and we can even right click on the little NEI, and that will open up all the different recipes that it can do. And we have got our wooden bucket, which we can use to take out creosote oil and place it into there. So that's 1,000 liters. So we will be able to produce a load of. There we go. Right click on it, and they are in there. It should transfer over into treated wood planks. So for it to work, you have to right click it, and it will turn them into. Right click the planks into it, and then right click it again, and then we get the treated planks. So we can take our treated wood and we'll be able to make the bellows. The quest reward we got for making the wooden bathing pot was a leather water sack. Now with this leather water sack, just damaged myself, we can fill it up, and apparently it kills the water source, so we need to make sure that we're either doing that in a not complete water source or from one of our barrels, which will be filled up by the rain, and we can then drink from that. And it'll produce a little bit of water for us, rather than using the water jug, which is a all or nothing sort of thing and doesn't give us as much water storage as a leather water sack. But now that we have got our treated wood planks and we moved the treated wooden bath inside, because otherwise it would get filled up by the rain with water, we just right clicked and right clicked again to get some treated wood sticks, and with this we can take this and 2 pieces of leather, and we can make ourselves some bellows. That means that with the charcoal that we are making in here, which gives us Minecraft charcoal, which we can just put in the crafting table to make it into TerraFirmaCraft charcoal, and we can put down our bellows now. We want the bellows with the hole pointing towards here. We can light up it with a fire starter, and you want to have blocks above to stop it from being cooled down from the rain, and we can grab our clay bowl and finally actually fire this thing. So shove that in there, and we are going to heat up the clay bowl. So we are now starting to use the bellows to get the forge above yellow, and the forge will go up in temperature, this will start to gain temperature, the forge will start going down again, and we will need to continue using the bellows to keep it increasing in temperature. This will also increase the consumption of charcoal, so you don't want to be doing this if you don't need to reach a certain high temperature, but you'll need to do this for all sorts of metals above really the bronze tier. You'll need to have the bellows to work the metals at a high enough temperature, so like all the steels and everything will need the bellows to get hot enough to work everything. Now we need a brilliant white to turn this clay bowl into the ceramic bowl, so we're going to have to get it really quite hot. There we go, just clicked over to a ceramic bowl, so we can take that out of there, and we will take the charcoal out of there because we're not cooking anything else for the moment. We will take our ceramic bowl inside, otherwise it will immediately fill up with water from the rain, and we can place it down in here. This has also got the NEI feature, but 43,000 recipes is a bit awkward to look through, so we're just going to look at the recipe for making fire clay, which needs 4 graphite powder, 4 craolite powder, and 1 piece of clay. So this will put all of this in here, and just make all of that in there. And we've got 16 fire clay. Now, using the fire clay to make the crucible is just cutting it out like so. So there we go, and we have our crucible. So this will allow us to cook down ores a lot easier. So it has its own temperature reading compared to everything else, but if we grab some ores, we'll put some charcoal back into the forge, otherwise it's going to cool down. We grab some ores from our chest. Let's grab a bunch of copper ore. We can stick that in there, and once the crucible has started heating up, which it is doing, it will start melting the copper. There we go. The copper has started melting down, and it is slowly filling up the crucible. This is how much is in the crucible, so you can fit a fair amount of stuff in there. If we grab our ingot molds out of there, we can just stick in an ingot mold, and it should start pouring this fluid out into the ceramic mold. There we go. Once it's finished getting through all the metal, it started pouring it out. I believe it just had to be hot enough for it to pour it out properly, and we can just make a bunch of copper ingots, and we will just cast those up now. There we go. We've got all of that copper out of there now, and it came to a nice whole number, and then it just disappears. You saw the percentage there beforehand, and that is how we will be able to also make alloys like bronze, black bronze, and other alloys down the road. Now obviously that had started to cool down, the forge has already gone down to 0, the crucible retains some of the heat, or it retains yellow 4 dots at the moment, as you can see in the whaler tooltip at the top there. But this has allowed us to make a bunch of copper ingots, which we'll be able to pop out and add to our copper pile. There we go. Got a nice big stack of copper ingots, and we've got a lot more ore to cook up. I just didn't have enough ingot molds, so I'll need to make a bunch more ingot molds before we're cooking up any more copper. Now, in today's episode, we've gotten the coke oven built, we've got our bellows, we've got our crucible, we have gotten all of this stuff done. We can even pick up the crucible if I grab a pickaxe, and we'll have completed that quest too. And that will pretty much lead us to the end of the Bronze Age, as that is almost everything that needs to be done in the Bronze Age. And apparently I just broke the crucible, so that is unfortunate. I will need to now make a new crucible. Thankfully we've got all the materials we now need to make it, so we can just grab our fire clay, make it again. I didn't realize it would be broken like that, and we can get the reward for that, and that we also get a loot bag, so we can see what we get for a loot bag. We got a nice bronze sword. If you're wondering where we got the wrought iron sword and the wrought iron mace, they were rewards for conquering TerraFirmaCraft, for defeating skeletons and zombies. And it is zombies with the sword for the slashing damage, because the zombies take more slashing damage, and skeletons take more crushing damage from the mace. Now, with all of those quests completed in the Bronze Age, and we can even pick up the bellows quickly. I don't believe this will break, and I still don't want to make a mistake, so I will get my saw, and that will definitely allow us to pick it up properly. There we go, we've got our bellows. Grab that, and we have now got a leather tunic. There we go. We can claim our leather tunic, and we can put that on for a bit of extra protection. We've got our bronze boots from killing skeletons. But that pretty much covers almost all of the pieces in the bronze tier. The dawn of the Iron Age we'll go over in the next episode as we progress onto the Age of Steel. Well, thank you all for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Comment down below your thoughts and feelings. Leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.